Okay, welcome to Wild Gold Making Guide's review of Valkor's Gold Making Guide, probably the most popular gold making guide at the moment. I want to give you a sneak peek of what's inside this guide so you know what to expect should you decide to buy it. Valkor's guide is a PDF file, so you shouldn't have any problem opening it on your system. This is what it looks like on the first page. This apparently is Valkor, so if you're online playing WoW and you want to meet Valkor, this is what he looks like. Okay, let's take a quick look at the table of contents here. As you can see, all the chapters and sections are linked to their respective pages. So clicking on a link will bring you right where you want to be. Another thing you will notice is that this is a rather large guide. If I go all the way to the bottom of the guide, you can see it has 126 pages, which is a lot of reading, I think. The guide starts out with a chapter on the auction house, which is the central place to buy and sell stuff and make a profit. And this chapter here is just a little intro into the auction house and into a pretty essential plugin you should get if you want to get the most out of the auction house. There's another chapter on page 48 and the following that goes into a little more detail on the auction house and shows you some tips and tricks how to get the best prices for what you're selling and how to buy low, sell high, and all that stuff. One of the basics of World of Warcraft is that of World of Warcraft gold making is that you need to choose the right professions to optimize your ability to make gold. Not all professions are created equally when it comes to making gold, and this chapter here on page 12 and the following goes into very much detail which professions are the best to facilitate making gold. Now, after you've learned which professions to choose for your character, you might be interested, or you definitely be interested in where to find the most gold or where to make the most gold, and that's where the chapter Great Gold Making Spots comes in. Let's take a quick look at that. As you can see, there are several, I think a dozen or so, maybe even two, locations listed where you can make gold. And as you can see here, all these links, these different color-coded links, all lead to Thoughtbot. I think sometimes they also lead to Alakazam, and those are reference links. So if you want to know more, any detail about the things here, like Eastern Side of Scalding Whelps, just click on the link, and and the window will open, browser window will open at Thoughtbot, and you'll get all the info you need. For each gold farming spot you have a map, and this highlighted area shows you exactly where you need to go to mine or farm the gold. And let's look at a couple other locations here. Right here you have a highlighted area, you know exactly where to go. And so that's a very useful chapter. So you just need to really go to one of these locations and mine it, and then go to the next, and you'll be making gold in no time. Another very interesting chapter is the chapter Gold Making Tips, where you'll learn several tips and tricks that are not known to many people that will enable you to make gold ways other people haven't figured out yet, like using server maintenance windows. I'm not going to go into this in detail because it would give away the trick. That wouldn't be fair to the ebook's author. You can even use the regular patch releases that are published every now and then to make gold. You'll be pretty surprised how that works. And several other tips you see here, about a dozen or so tips that will give you a slight, maybe even more than slight advantage over other players at making gold. If you're just starting out as a beginner at World of Warcraft, you will want to take a look at the chapter Low-Level Gold Strategies. Many gold-making strategies only make sense for for players with characters that are over a certain level. And if you're starting out, your level or your character level will be too low to employ these gold making strategies. So what you want to do is employ some low level gold making strategies until your character is at a level where you can employ the higher level strategies, and that's what this chapter is for. And let's take a look at that. As in many of the other chapters, you have exact maps here, so you know where to go. And these strategies focus on, as I already said, beginners. So the amount of gold you can make per hour isn't as high as with the higher level strategies, but you'll get going, and that's what this is about. You can make anywhere from 10 or 20 or 30 gold an hour, and that will add up over time. And so you have about, let me just go back for a second, I think about a dozen or so strategies and locations where you can farm for gold as a beginner without risking losing your character or something. And as in other locations in the guide, you have all these reference links, so you can look exactly on at these locations and the strategies on Thoughtbot. So this should really set you up as a beginner for earning your first gold. The current version of Valkor's gold making guide is current for the add-on Burning Crusade. So you'll learn how to make money from motes and primals, as you can see here. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Let me just say this: it's very likely that as soon as Wrath of the Lich King, the upcoming add-on, is published, that Valkor will probably update his guide with info on how to employ strategies in that add-on. And it's highly likely that this update will be free for existing customers. Now I want to wrap this up with a look at the last chapter in the ebook, Gold Making Strategies and Tips. It's just a general tips and tricks section, but it's very extensive. You see it goes from page 87 all the way to page 121. So that's roughly 30 pages, 25 pages of tips and tricks that you can immediately employ to make gold. And let's just take it one. You see here you have a map of an area and exactly a description what you need to do and where you need to go. Again, everything that is of interest is linked to Thoughtbot with reference links, and this should keep you busy several hours and fill your pockets with some nice change. Finally, I want to give you a little inside glimpse of the members area you get access to when you purchase Valkor's Gold Making Guide. In this area, you get updates on developments that are pertinent to the guide, such as new versions, patches, and things like that. You can see here that Valkor informed his customers that the next add-on was announced. We'll see when that finally gets published. I think people are waiting rather desperately for it. You get all your updates to the guide right in here and under site news. And a very interesting section you get access to is a bonus section down here, the professional leveling guides. You get this free with the purchase of the guide. For instance, let's look at the herbalism leveling guide. You see here you have a step-by-step instruction how to get your character with herbalism profession from 1 to level 375. So that will be very helpful. Herbalism, by the way, is one of the professions that are one of the better professions for making gold in World of Warcraft, in fact. So this will come in handy when you start building your character level to up to 375, and this is the way to do it. And as you can see here, there are leveling guides for all professions. So no matter what profession you choose or what professions you choose for your character, you can use these guides to build the level of these characters. So that wraps up this little video preview of Valkor's gold making guide. I hope you enjoyed your exclusive sneak preview. If you haven't already, be sure to read the review of the guide on wowgoldmakingguides.com. And if you decide to purchase it, I wish you very much fun and success filling your pockets with all the gold you can carry. Bye, take care.